Yo, 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 good people. Welcome to the HerbMan Show.
Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie HerbMan, and you back upside the head with another hot banger boogie. Hey, look, go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. And if you guys are new to the program, welcome. Go ahead and hit that logo right at the bottom of your screen. Hit that notification bell so that you never miss what we're bringing to the world. All right, now I am your resident herbalist, so go tell somebody I'm on. All right, and we're here to tell you about what you can do to prevent diseases and illnesses for the rest of your life, and it's very much attainable and very much accessible through the means of natural alternative remedies that God has put on this earth for us. All right, so today we're talking about how important the lymphatic system is to eradicating disease and to strengthening and improving our immune system. Now, the immune system and the lymphatic system really work hand in hand when we're talking about fighting off diseases and invaders that have came into our bodies, into our immune system. Okay, they work hand in hand, but also the lymphatic system is very closely related to the circulatory system in how it functions. Okay, so two different things. It works with the immune system, but it functions like the circulatory system because it's pretty much a group of vessels, just like your veins and your arteries, and they're pretty much everywhere in your body. Okay, and they have particular jobs to do. Now, the definition of what the lymphatic system actually does here is, we can read off my body chart. It says that the lymphatic system helps protect the body from disease and returns fluids that have collected in the tissues to the circulatory system. Its main structures include white blood cells, the thymus gland, the spleen, lymph nodes, and lymph vessels. Okay, and those are just some of the organs that work along with the lymphatic system itself. Now, the lymph nodes is where the battle happens. Okay, this is where the viruses get moved to in order to be eradicated. Okay, now the lymph vessels, these are just the vessels throughout our bodies that helps push the lymph to the lymph nodes. Okay, so when you have mucus inside of the lymph vessels, okay, it is called lymph, L-Y-M-P-H. When you have mucus outside of the vessels, right, around the cells and all that type of stuff, then that would just be called interstitial fluid. Okay, now when you have mucus, or when you have this mucus inside of the circulatory system, okay, then that is another name that is going to be called plasma, because it mixes in with the blood, all right, and it formulates this particular substance which we call plasma. So inside the circulatory system, it would be called plasma mixed with the blood. If it's just around the cells itself, it'll be called interstitial fluids, and if it's inside of the lymph vessels, then we just call it lymph. Okay, nonetheless, this name for mucus, as we continue to go forward, it mutates into all different kinds of names, but it still has the same effect. It does the same thing, causes inflammation. So we definitely want to try to push that down. Now, the lymph vessels, what they do is they push this down to the lymph nodes, and if you have any type of bacteria, any type of fungus in that, pretty much inside these lymph nodes is where the battleground happens, and then all of your body defenses come and just attack these bacteria and get them out. All right, and then what we do after that is we pee and we go and we boo-boo them out. Okay, that's how we get this stuff out of our systems. Okay, but a lot of times, if your lymphatic system is clogged up, if it is not allowing you to waste these things, then you're having this mucus build up inside of your body. Okay, you're not removing enough of the waste, enough of the cellular waste, and enough of the cellular toxins. You're not moving it out of your body. And when you're not moving this out of your body, unfortunately, it can cause a whole slew of different types of diseases. Okay, this could be the underlying reason of why you're having these issues when we're talking about Hodgkin's or Arthritis or high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, thyroid problems, whether it be hypo or hyper. arthritis, and skin diseases. A lot of this is just mucus being built up in the joint area when you're talking about arthritis. Under the skin mucous membrane may be out of whack right here. That's causing this. The skin mucous membrane can cause skin diseases. When you're talking about your thyroid problems, the same thing with there. It could be too much going on in the thyroid area when you're talking about the T3 or T4. So you could have hyperactivity in the cell proliferation, right? And that means that you're over proliferating there. Now you have hyperactivity, hyperthyroidism, okay? And if it's not proliferating, if it's not producing the T3, T4 cells like it's supposed to, then you can have underactivity, underacting thyroid functionality, okay? And so that is just the presence of too much mucus or too less mucus, or we just need to balance that out. But it could all be because we're not wasting in this area, because there are lymph nodes in the throat area as well, okay? Obesity, obviously that's mucus build up all throughout your body. Diabetes, again, that has a lot to do with your blood sugar levels and all that, but it's also because of the waste, right? The cellular waste. We have to be able to waste this out of our bodies so that we don't have that influx of sugar staying in the body or sugar just being depleted from the body so fast, okay? So there's a proper balance that has to happen. And when you remove all the toxins out of your body, when you're removing all the mucus out of your body, when your lymph vessels are working properly to get all these, heavy metals out of your body, to get all of this mucus out of your body, to get all this foreign invaders out of your body, when this is working properly, then your body is in homeostasis, because it is not trying to dispel or fight anything, okay? You're at homeostasis, nothing is wrong, all right? But when you have these mucuses and you have these things being blocked in certain areas, your body is constantly trying to do something about it. When you feeling the pain every day, that pain is telling you your body is constantly trying to fight a chronic inflammation type of situation. That's why a lot of people love acute situations, because it's right now, right then, it just happened, what you're gonna do. But when it's chronic, you really have to find the underlying reason of why this continue to happen all the time. And a lot of it has to do with your body is just not removing the mucus, it's not removing the inflammation, it's not removing the toxicity, it's not removing the stuff that is causing this stuff from or through the lymphatic system. It's not removing it. Okay, and so that's a lot of the issue. High blood pressure, that's a lot of that, right? It's not cleansing the blood, and it's not removing a lot of that stuff. And so there's buildup inside of your venous or your arterial walls, and now your blood is constricted. The flow is starting to be constricted, and next thing you know, well, a valley that should be that wide has now gotten that wide due to calcium buildup, calcium deposits, high cholesterol, all this type of stuff, because your blood is not being cleansed at the rate that it needs to be through the help of the lymphatic system. Okay, Hodgkin disease, if you're having issues with swollen tonsils and all that type of stuff, you're going to have these issues, okay? So that's why the lymphatic system, draining the lymphatic system, massaging the lymphatic system, utilizing herbs that will help flush the lymphatic system is very important. You need to definitely have herbs to accompany your immune system flushing that you're trying to do. You need something in there for the lymphatic system, okay? Again, this is one of the biggest reasons for inflammation, for PCOS, uterine fibroids, endometriosis. We can just keep on naming diseases as we go. A lot of this is just going to be about mucus building up, all right? It can then start forming polyps, okay? Fibroidous tissues and fibroidous growth inside of the uterus. All of this is just due to not being able to remove the waste, the acid buildup, the mucus buildup, okay? The toxicity buildup. You're not flushing that out. Well, there's not enough coming when you're doing your number twos, or there's not enough coming out when you're doing your number one. Okay, so you really want to flush your system. flush your system. And so we're just a lot of times concentrating solely on the colon. But you're going to have to do this through your skin, all right? You're going to have to do this through your lungs. You're going to have to do this through your kidneys. You're going to have to do this through your liver. And you're going to have to do this through your digestive tract, because all of these really play a part in everything that the lymphatic system and the circulatory system and your immune system is trying to do, because you got to think about those things, okay? These are your super highways. Your lymphatic system and your circulatory system are your super highways, okay? And that is what's transporting all of your oxygen and your nutrients to your cells, especially when we're talking about the circulatory system, okay? So you got one highway that's feeding everybody. And then when people go to the bathroom, you have to have a waste system. You know, when we eat and when we collect our trash, we put it outside and somebody comes and dump it, right? Because they know you got to eat. And they know that when you eat, you're going to be pooping. And you're going to use what? Tissues. You're going to use different products for your foods. And you're going to throw that away. That is considered waste. Your cells do the same thing. When you're feeding them the oxygen and the nutrients in your blood, they go to the bathroom. If you don't remove what they are doing, that builds up and that causes acidosis, okay? That causes more acidosis, that causes a lot of different issues, because you're not removing dead cellular material and you're not removing the waste. Over time, that bioaccumulation of waste being built up in the body can cause very, very big problems, especially in your filtration systems, like the pancreas or the spleen, which is your blood bank. Or because once it gets into the blood bank, the spleen, once the spleen breaks down and it gets into the blood bank, then it's into your whole body. Now these toxins are just everywhere. They're spreading everywhere through your body. That's why people get swollen ankles and swollen thumbs and swollen legs and swollen necks and all this types of stuff. And it's because of your lymphatic system. These lymph nodes are swelling up because they can't do the job. So it's no different than the high blood pressure, right? It's just like pinching a hose. You pinch a hose, now you got high blood pressure. One end is not allowing the other end to flow properly, right? So that's high blood pressure. It's the same thing with lymphatic system. When those lymphatic vessels clog up and you can't get anything out of them, then those lymph nodes swell up. And that's what you see. You see the little swelling in the up under your armpit, that little swell, or those types of knots is what you're seeing. That is what is happening, okay? And if we don't fix the circulatory system and our highways, or we don't fix how we're feeding and how we're waste management, then we're going to have issues, because that's a yin and yang operation. That's a balance that's got to be there, right? You got to eat and you got to poop. You got to eat and you got to poop, and you got to have some way to get that out of your body. You got to have some way to get that out of your body. If you cannot get those things out of your body, then it will start to wreak havoc on your filtration systems, okay? So now those problems start to get into breaking down your kidneys, okay? Because your kidneys is trying to filter too thick and bigger particles and mucus and all this types of stuff that is not really supposed to be trying to filter, okay? Your liver, the same thing. It's got too much stuff in the blood and it's having to do too much work to break down the liver as well. So when you're dealing with this lymphatic system thing, man, and this immune system thing, it could really wreak havoc on almost every area of your body. And a lot of times when we're dealing with our issues and they're reoccurring and they're very chronic, it's because, yeah, you can take something for the immune system, you can take some vitamin C, you may be able to get over the issues of today, but it doesn't stop it from coming back a week from now or a day from now. And a lot of that is going to have things to do with your diet, and it's going to have things to do with you detoxing and trying to have a full body detox that not only will detoxify your liver, your kidneys, and your skin and your digestive tract, but we also need to make sure that we're cleansing out our lymphatic system, because again, lymphatic works right hand in hand with the immune system and with your circulatory system. So if these things get clogged up, if mucus start to get into the blood, now you start having brain issues, and now you start talking about Alzheimer's, you start talking about all these other different things that may be getting too much mucus or too much toxicity in the mucus. in the areas where there's inflammation is at, okay? And so we got to know how to break those types of things down. Again, there are herbs out there that could be very, very beneficial to you for doing all of these types of things. If you guys need more information on what those herbs are, you can always go to our website at www.loveherbman.com. All right. If you guys need any more understanding of why the lymphatic system is so important in eradicating disease, feel free to leave your comments down and below. We're going to keep hitting you upside the head with this knowledge because I ain't never scared. I love you guys, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie HerbMan was on. And until next time, love HerbMan.
Yo, 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 good people. Welcome to the HerbMan Show.